believe we are back. Okay, cool. We are back. It was a bit sketchy there. Not sure what the issue is, truth be told. We are here. We are in the clear. We're going to go racing here tonight. Those who missed it, as I was talking about before, stage points are very important. Keep an eye on that with the gold marked cars tonight as we approach lap 50s and lap 100. Pacey Wygen, pole sitter tonight, also track record holder, 30.030, his lap record here at Kentucky from season 4. He also won here last season. Season 5 when this race was in the playoffs. No, it was not in the playoffs. It was in the regular season. He beat Chad Spotsworth that day. No, it's not Chad Spotsworth. He beat Jeremy Braille that day. He beat everyone that day. Jeremy Braille finished second. So, Braille's hoping for a little bit of that magic here tonight. Also a huge shout out, and it has been all season long, Team Conti Performance here as we get ready to go racing. They've done a great job adjusting as this car has changed over the 7 months we've been racing here in the HTL Cup Series. If you want to stay on top of all the changes coming for the next 7 months, going into 2026 and beyond, QR code will help you get into everything you need to know. Setups, development, coaching, and more. You can either use that QR code or type in teamconti.gg for more information. But now it's time to get ready to go racing. So let's get ready to go over the starting grid right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the HTL Bluegrass 400, the championship decider for the HTL Cup Series in Season 6. Pacey Wygen on pole position, Dustin Hall on the front row. It feels very appropriate to go over the starting grid here tonight. 34 cars. We have a lot to go through. So let's go ahead and break it all down, if we shall. Pacey Wygen and Dustin Hall line up on the front row here. Dustin Hall, one of his best starting positions of the season. It has seldomly resulted in good finishes. Can tonight be the day Dustin Hall can convert that into a potential race win? We'll find out. Josh Arnold, championship contenders in row 2. He's alongside the two-time defending champion, Josh Soucy. Soucy trying to capitalize on this position gain he's got over John Hagan. We'll talk about him later. Mark Kissenweather and Jonathan Adams in row number 3. Your rookie of the year in 5th alongside Jonathan Adams. Caitlin Height, winningest driver in HTL, looking for career win number 18 in her last race. She starts alongside Tucker Sawyer in row 4. Row 5, KJ Gibney in his last race as well. That Lady Liberty Motorsports team, dominant, but the era's coming to an end tonight. He's alongside the former champion, Zach Meredith. Josh Gaiman and Hunter Peach in row number 6. Gaiman also a part of that team that's leaving at the end of the season. Hunter Peach, though, he's sticking around for NFG Motorsports, trying to be their lead man going into season 7 and beyond. John Hagan starts down in 13th place alongside Callie Height. We'll see how that plays out here tonight. Hagan's never been one to sit idle for too long. Lee Sharp and Blake Henderson in row 8. Henderson's traditionally run well here. He's just never finished well. We'll see if that changes in the 25 tonight. Chad Swatsworth and Bailey Thompson in row 9. Thompson having back-to-back top 5s coming into tonight's race. Can she end the season for the top 5? She's got a lot of work to do. 18th going in. Eli Sasek and Alfred Denny in row 10. Denny in his number 21. Eli Sasek in his number 9. They start 19th and 20th. Tyler Ratliff and Davis Moot Jr. going into row 11 tonight. Davis Moot Jr., his last race here. Can he grab his second race win to go with it? Zach Apperson and Austin Mongold in row 12. Row 13, Elias Flores and Richard Odie. Then you have Bryn Roberts and Jeremy Braille starting way further back than they'd like to be. They're in row 14, 27th to 28th. 29th and 30th, Ross Baxter and Patrick Oberstadt, teammates there for Carolina Beagle Racing. Not many of the Carolina Beagle Racing cars did well in qualifying. They've all got work to do tonight. Dean Clava and Kyle Taub in row 16, 31st and 32nd. Del Markowski and Angel Santiago in row 17. They are your last of the field. You got a huge shout out to Team Conti Sun Performance going into tonight's race. Setup provider all season long. You've got a car in the front row, Dustin Hall, trying to bring it home for Team Conti as well. We'll see how that plays out across this race. It is time to get ready to go racing one last time in Season 6. It is Wygen and Hall, front of the field. Green flag flies, and the HTL Bluegrass 400 is underway. Issues for Jeremy Braille. 74 not on the grid at the start. And the little hope he had towards possibly earning a championship the hard way has come to a close immediately. Everyone's gotten through lap 1 successfully. 3 wide, a little bit further back. It is Caitlin Height trying to find a way around both Zach Meredith and Tucker Sawyer. AJ Gibney, 31. Remember, he's in the 31 tonight, not Davis Moot Jr. Davis Moot Jr. in the 62. Down in 24th right now. John Hagan up to 11th. He's gained 2 spots already. Right now ahead of Henderson. A little bit loose is John Hagan. Not comfy right now, the 97. Gets passed in the outside lane by Henderson, gets passed in the inside lane, potentially by Callie Height and Josh Gaiman. So just as easily as he gained those 2 spots, he has lost more. He is back down to 15th place, which is a bit of a nightmare starting out. Makes his life a little bit more difficult. He's in the hornet's nest, and now he's boxed in. Callie Height in front of him. Chunk of it. I do apologize for everyone for the technical issues we're having tonight. Not sure what's going on here. We are under caution though for the first time. And here's going to be a little bit of a look as to why, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't think we are going to get a look at it actually. We do have live pictures though. It is an incident involving Lily Sharp, Zach Apperson, and David Smeal Jr. that has drawn the first caution of the night. Lily Sharp doesn't look like a lot of damage on that 19 car. Hagan also down the order here. Again, not seeing a lot of damage, but also we didn't see the accident happen, so it may just be a rendering issue on our end. We are going to attempt a migration to a different internet service. here during this caution. No hopes that it rectifies the situation. So bear with us for 1 second as we try to get this taken care of. Thankfully, this caution comes out early. Everyone's going to try to get themselves sorted out here. Some cars come down pit lane, some stay out, including Dustin Hall here in Kentucky for the first caution of the night from lap 6. All right, so I do believe we did completely migrate successfully without any issues. Fantastic. At least I hope we did. Making sure of it real quick before we do anything too off the crash here. Again, now we hopefully we'd start tonight's race, but we are here. We're working through it. Doing all we can do. I do believe everything I'm seeing says the migration was successful, so we will go with that. We're not offline, which is great. So we'll live with that right now. We'll see if it changes. It is Hall and Arnold at the front of the field. Mark Kissenweather in third alongside Josh Soucy, who's basically where he started. Zach Meredith in fifth. Jonathan Adams in sixth. And we did want to take a moment here to talk about Mark Kissenweather. He's got a friend right now. We had it up on the screen at the start of the broadcast. Feels like an hour ago at this point. Extra mile 2025 for Mark Kissenweather's friend. As he's ready to go back racing here. He's doing a 24-hour charity stream for Hershey, Pennsylvania's Children's Hospital. That is happening on August 30th, extralife.org. Joshua Wojcik is the person doing the broadcast here. Close friend of both Arnold and Kissenweather. Shout out to him doing some good work. Wanted to point that out in the last race of the season here because we won't be doing this season while we go back racing here when that takes place. We won't start back up in season 7 until September. Green flag flies though. Running on board with Kissenweather. We'll see if he can take a jump on his teammate running on board. Looks like he will take second place away from Josh Arnold pretty quickly. Trying to play spoiler. Kissenweather, your rookie of the year in season 6. 3 wins, helping that statistic a ton. Around the tail of Dustin Hall. Looking for a potential chance at the race lead. He was good here in January. Not a surprise, he's found his way up front here again. A little bit of latency though for Mark Kissenweather, and that is a concern. Did we just come here to crush him in the worst way? There he is back again in that second spot. And Dustin Hall goes for a spin. Oh my goodness, Dustin Hall on his own. Spins out in turns 3 and 4. Wow. We don't see that very often. Looks like a spin from Pelletier Sharp as well. Indeed, it is a spin from Sharp. How did this start for Dustin Hall? This is going to be bizarre. Quarter speed here. ABN slow motion. He's loose going in. He snaps loose on entry. I've not seen a car do that in a while here. Snaps loose as soon as he turns in for turn 3. Never had a chance. Thankfully, with how wide turns 3 and 4 are, he's able to stay out of the way pretty easily. Sharp did tag the wall there. You saw Sharp spin, trying to avoid Hall, clip the grass, and going for a loop. That is, I've not seen a car spin quite like that, though. I want to see if we can hear something. Let's go ahead and ride onboard here as he approaches turn 3. Running aboard with Dustin Hall. He downshifts early. He downshifts too early, and it torques up on him. 5 gears in these cars, not uncommon to try to like downshift into the corner. He just downshifts too early. And as soon as he does, it rev spikes, and it spins his rear tires. It's what it's designed to do. He's got way too much of it. That is insane. The lead of the race, the 31st, is a wild situation. Still getting repair work done too. He is now down in the 31st position. Jeremy Brault did not start. Willie Sharp and Callie Height also still on pit lane at this point. Callie Height getting some more work done. He was involved in that lap 6 caution. One of several cars that were involved. Sharp, another one that was involved in that one. So more work to be done for a few cars early on here in Kentucky. This time it is Dustin Hall on his own. Turns 3 and 4. Out of the lead of the race. Not a great feeling if you are Dustin Hall. It opens the door, though, for Josh Susie and Josh Arnold to get pushed to the front of the field. Remember, John Hagan involved in that lap 6 caution as well. He is down in the 30th spot. As it sits right now, Susie's got the championship lead. Very spicy to see how this goes down. And with that, we'll pull the standings up here. This is how it entered tonight's race. Hagan with 11-point lead over Susie. Swatsworth 21 points behind. Davisville Jr. 32 points behind. Josh Arnold not really in the conversation unless Susie also falls out. But never say never with this race. This is how everything is stacked though going into this race, and that's how everything still sits right now before we get to stage points here in stage 1. So let's open it up again. Second restart of the race here on lap 13. It's been a wild start, both technical issues on our end and on the racetrack. Some weather in Susie, front of the field. They will lead this field to green once again. Green flag flies, and away we go. All 33 cars still rolling on the racetrack here. Dustin Hall a lap down. Everyone else on the lead lap for now. Some weather clear. Arnold in second. Susie dropped down to 4th. Right now for Militia Racing Club. 3 other cars in the top 10. Swatsworth in 9th. The person missing from that conversation right now is Kyle Taub. He's in 26th. So good on this run. We'll see how that plays out. Hagan's still struggling. Saw him tag the wall further back. Right now with Bailey Thompson. There's Kyle Taub in 16. Fred Roberts in the 8. Everyone having their hands full tonight. Seeing that early on. Couple cars struggling further back. Further back you look here. Thompson there. You got Angel Santiago, the 6th. Sitting in 29th. Richard Odie struggling a little bit with Lily Sharp. And Callie Heights still having damage on her number 88. Needing another caution to get work done. Dustin Hall wouldn't complain either. Need to get back on lead lap. Car going as wide as possible in turn 1. You've seen the dust kick up from rushing near the wall. A couple cars have hit it out of turn 2. Pretty easy sailing though through going into turn 1. They're up the 3rd. Susie in 4th. 3 wide. This is for 6th place. Gibney does tag the wall there that time. 3 wide, caution's out. Caution has come out, and it is further back in the running order. Trying to see who that is. Callie Height and Dustin Hall close together. This bails out Callie, and it gives Dustin the lead lap back. I'm trying to see who this is for. This is lap 20. As we mentioned before, stage breaks, pull it up on your screen. Stage break not until lap 50 and lap 100. There's no stage breaks tonight. We just race through those. Seems like it might be Bailey Thompson. Take a look. This is going into turn 1. Yep, it is Bailey Thompson. There you go. A little bit of contact for good measure, too. This was right behind where our cameras were focused on Gibney at the time. So this is right behind them. So now Thompson's got some repair work to do. Thompson was in the 26th position. So not a huge loss, only lost 2 spots here. Now in 29th. Again, most of the field staying out here. Get some weather. As we mentioned before, Joshua Wojcik doing his 24-hour stream to help out the Hershey, Pennsylvania Children's Hospital, August 30th. HTL Season 7 for the Cup Series doesn't begin until September after Labor Day. So we won't have a chance to mention it before then. I'm be shouting him out here tonight. There will be a link at some point posted during this broadcast for you to go and check out and support from extralife.org. They wanted to help shout out their friend as he gets ready for that endeavor next month. Right now they're 1-2 from Militia Racing Club. It is Kissenweather and Josh Arnold that lead the way in this race. 26th career start from Mark Kissenweather. He seemed pretty adamant that this would be his last. We hope it's not. We definitely hope it's not, but if it is, going out with a race win is probably the best way to do it. Not many people get that opportunity. Josh Arnold in 2nd place. We know he's sticking around. Militia Racing Club, that 4-car effort. He's got the unenviable task of figuring out who's going to fill the shoes of the 12 of Kissenweather, if that's the case. If that's not the case and he ends up staying next season, they could end up being the powerhouse team. There's a lot of silly season stuff going on that we'll try to report on a little bit more on apmstudios.tv. Josh Arnold has some work to do. John Hagan might be out the door as he tries to pursue other interests. Josh Susi and the Lady Liberty team, we know they're out the door to pursue other interests. Caitlin Hike going after some Formula titles beginning next month. Teaming up with our former ABN World Champion, Christina Ryan, as they both go after titles there. A lot of shuffling, a lot of musical chairs potentially for drivers looking for seats and for teams looking for drivers. Arnold in his 68th start. almost nice. It is a nice start for Dean Clavitt. 69th career start tonight. Not so nice where he's at right now. He's sitting 26th, but he can appreciate a good meme. He's got one in his stat book right now. Callahan still a lap down, getting repair work done. Did not get the free pass for some reason. Not sure, or actually got the free pass. Is still only one lap down because she stayed in pit lane for an extra 2 minutes to try to get some repair work done. This is a situation we saw Blake Henderson in before. In front of the field once again, it is the teammates. Kissenweather and Arnold. Green flag flies once again. Meredith in third, Susie in fourth. Jonathan Adams in the top 5, and then Shat Swatsman in 6th. Hunter Peach 7th. Gibney Sawyer, Caitlin Height round out your top 10 as things sit. A little bit of latency for Caitlin Height as well. Come through 3 and 4. 3 cautions so far in the first 23 laps. Last caution was a single spin by Bailey Thompson off the nose of Kyle Tao. Each checks up big time there. Watch Tucker Sawyer just drive by him, and there goes. Trouble for David Smith Jr. for the 54 of Tyler Ratliff and others. Looks like Henderson gets through. Hagan, I think, also got a piece of it. Looks like he did. Looks like he got a pretty decent chunk of it, too. That Toyota's nose pretty well caved in. Fourth caution immediately, and it feels like shades of Atlanta a couple weeks ago with how this is playing out here. Starts with contact between David Smith Jr. and Tyler Ratliff. It gets ugly from there. So we'll take a look here. This is replay imagery, and we will actually see if we can grab our trusty chopper camera. And yes, we can. Okay, fantastic. So a little lower than center of your screen, the 54 and the 62 are the drivers you're keeping an eye on here. And that's pretty straightforward. Smil just drives up a little bit into the 54, hooks the 54's quarter panel across his nose. David Smith Jr. does not get so lucky. Eli Sasek gets very lucky. Pacey Wygant does not. This is where Hagan gets his damage, and a pretty substantial amount of it, too. Surprised that didn't completely end Smil's day immediately. Austin Mongol has to try to drive through. Alfred Denny gets a piece of it. Blake Henderson does get really close, but also gets away with it. Richard Odie goes to the grass. Sliding stop he goes. Somehow the rear of the car is still connected. But Hagan getting him, I thought it was over. Turns out it wasn't. This was in full speed, just coming up the racetrack just a little bit. Hooks the 54. And then around they all go. Your championship leader going into this race, John Hagan, now involved in 2 of the 4 cautions tonight. Back in real time. Still on pit lane is John Hagan, one of several cars on pit lane. Mongold, Hall, Hagan, Callie Height, Sharp, Ratliff, and Smil all on pit lane. Top 14 have all yet to come down pit lane, though. Kissenweather still in the lead over Meredith, over Arnold, over John Adams, Josh Susie in 5th, Chad Swadsworth in 6th, Tucker Sawyer, Hunter Peach, KJ Gibney, and Caitlin Height in your top 10. as I mentioned before, with Kissenweather's friend Joshua Wojcik coming up with a 24-hour stream on August 30th. That is now available in the live Twitch chat here tonight. Thought we could shout him out. So you're ready to go racing once again. Lap 27 of 165. Kissenweather leads over Meredith, over Adams, over Arnold, over Adams, over Josh Susie, who's in the top 5. If the race were to finish right now, Susie's champion for the third time. The beautiful thing about this race is that it's far from over. We're not even through stage 1. So let's see how it plays out. Kissenweather, Meredith, Arnold, Adams, Susie, Swatsworth, Sawyer, Peach, Gibney, Height, your top 10. And it's showtime once again in Kentucky. This one gets a really good launch. Race off. Adams in second, Zach Meredith in the third spot. Josh Susie battling Swatsworth for the top 5, and Susie will strong arm his way into 5th place around Swatsworth, who will stay ahead of Tucker Sawyer, who stalled with leading by a decent amount here. Weather and Adams, the fastest 2 cars in the field. No surprise, front of the field for them. But we're also nowhere really close right now. Until now, Kissenweather just took the lap record. We'll talk about this later on. 29.97 for Mark Kissenweather. That is a new HTL track record here in Kentucky. It was 30.030. That's on the bottom of your screen, bottom left. Kissenweather just shattered it. Outstanding stuff there. So Kissenweather with the lap record here for Kentucky. Outstanding. Adams in second, Meredith third. Meredith, a couple of blips on the radar for Meredith. He did get a 10th last week at Bristol, which was a low light for him since the playoffs began. If he was a playoff driver, he would be sizzling hot right now. He is third place again as well. Missed 6 races after becoming a father for the first time this year. He has had a very consistent season since coming back. He is also being consistent here. Third place right now. He's ahead of Arnold. He's ahead of Susie. Again, the points going into the Susie had an 11-point deficit on John Hagan he had to make up. He is well more than making up for that right now, just in the position difference alone. Again, we talked about John Hagan and how his day has been a struggle. He is in 24th right now. And it seems more and more possible that Susie can repeat here. Swatsworth, third place going in, also can move up to second place again in the points, as we saw in season 4. A little bit of deja vu there, but it took a little different path to get to that point. If things stay as they are, we'll figure out a little bit more of that picture once we get past lap 50 and the first set of stage points come in. As you see Jonathan Adams trying to race around the outside of Mark Kissenweather. Remember, nobody in the top 10 has come down pit lane yet. First driver that came down pit lane and has fresh tires, Blake Henderson, in the 12th spot right now behind Caitlin Height. In fact, he is the only driver with fresh tires right now in the top 15. Cal Talbot, 16th place. The next driver that came down on lap 20 with fresh tires. He has not really moved in any significant way since that has happened, though. Longest green flag run of the night underway so far. trouble further back. That was a car that almost completely lost it. It was Kyle Taub. His fresh tires are not helping him at all. He drops down to 28th. He was in 16th, remember, until he got loose there at turn 2. Bit of 4-car breakaway at the front. Meredith's gotten up to 2nd place. Kissenweather in 3rd now. Susie in 4th. Getting on board with the 81. Your 2-time defending champion trying to end his HTL career with 3 in a row. Second most wins in HTL, 12. Behind his teammate Caitlin Height, who has 17. 70th career start here tonight. Top 5s, 42 top 10s. He's been consistent his entire career. Right now he's shadowing Mark Kissenweather, knowing he doesn't have to push all that hard right now. He's got the advantage. He knows where Hagen's at, which was his main focus tonight. Swatsworth, who he knows is going to be competitive with him, is behind him. Now it is single file for the top 4 at the moment. We're right on board here with Blake Henderson as well. Remember, he is the driver that was the highest on the fresh tire train. He has lost a couple spots though. He is down to 13th place. See him wobbling out of turn 4. So he is not happy with the grip he has right now. He's behind Eli Sasek. And the pivot the camera. The Hornet's Nest right behind him. That's Alfred Denny to the right behind him. Well, dead center right him now, and now Josh Gaiman into 33. Also your championship leader, John Hagen, battling for the 17th spot right now. He's going to miss out on stage points here. He's going to be very thankful that Josh Susie's not leading the stage. It would bring the championship deficit down to 1. But he's in 17th spot as things sit right now. It's John Hagen where he's at right now in 17th. Spotter's camera from high above. As he chases down Alfred Denny. It is a mile to get to the top of the board where you see John Adams trying to lead the way. 7 laps to go in stage 1 here in Kentucky. As we watch our leaders travel around, putting Callie Height another lap down. That earlier, she did not like this track, and poor luck is not giving her any reason to change that stance. Can't blame her. It's been a rough time for her here in the Bluegrass State. Trouble for Blake Henderson on the front straightaway. Goes for a spin, still spinning, slides it down. We saw him loose out of 4 when we were running on board with him, and this is more of that, down to 31st, and he is struggling. And you see the smoke when the leaders get back around. No caution, single car, and he stayed off the racetrack. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Adams continues to lead the leg here. Over Meredith Susi up to third now. He's gotten around Kissenweather. As things sit. Arnold behind Swapsworth. Teammates there 5th and 6th. 4th, 5th, and 6th, really. Kissenweather 4th. And Peach, Sawyer, Gibney, and Roberts are top 10 as things sit. That you're seeing there on our Peach. Okay, around Tucker Sawyer there. They had a little bit of a battle going into 3. Peach kept that at bay. Kissenweather got back around Susi through 3 and 4. Everyone dancing around a little bit. Remember, those that were in the top 10 did not take tires. They did not come down pit lane at all yet. But Roberts came down pit lane, but that was for damage repair. He was involved in that first caution on lap 6. Gaiman came down pit lane on lap 25. Fuel only for him. Repair work done on lap 25 for John Hagan. Up to 15th place thanks to the spins by both Kyle Taub and Blake Henderson. Trouble, caution's out. And it is 54 of Ratliff. Well, again on the front straightaway this time. Damage on the rear of that car. Leaders need to be careful. And he is rolling again as the leaders go by. And the stage will end this way. We'll pull the ticker back up here so we can take a look at the top 10, but we will take a replay here. Jonathan Adams wins stage 1. Here's what happened to Tyler Ratliff. He is on his own, so this is a solo spin. Yeah, just a little bit height behind Santiago and Sharp. Fishtails it. A bit of damage there. Damage on the rear from the caution he had with Davis Boone Jr. That didn't help either. He goes a lap down for his efforts. He's going to try to stay out and get the... He's going to turn that pit lane next time by. Callie Height gets the free pass. So now Height only 1 lap down. And now pit stops begin. Take a look at where everyone's at on the pit stop tracker. Pacey Wygen coming to his box now. Fast stop for the 91, 14.4, but a slow exit for Josh Arnold. He'll lose spots. Jonathan Adams, quick stop, 14.1. Zach Meredith, 14.2, a good stop for him too. Josh Susi, 14.6, he stays third though. With Mark Kissenweather, who had a 14.8 stop, that makes sense. 14.0 for Shad Spotsworth, he looked pretty good. Hunter Beach, 14.7, 14.5 for Sawyer. Ben Roberts, 14.1. KJ Gibney, 14.5. Galen Height, 14.3 in 11th. So bear with us here. We're going to try to do some points on the fly here from stage 1. Susi scored 7 stage points here, so the gap's down to 4 between him and John Hagan. Bosworth scored 6 stage points, so the gap between him and Hagan has dropped down to 16 points. Davis Boone Jr. did not score stage points. Josh Arnold did. Arnold scored stage points for finishing 6th, so 5 stage points for him, so he is now 46 points off of John Hagen. Tucker Sawyer scored stage points as well. He scored 3. He has 45 points off of John Hagen. Hunter Peach scored 7, so 4 stage points. He has 90 points. He's not mathematically involved in this, but wanted to make sure he was included. So that number's changed a little bit. So Hagen has a 4-point lead. Jonathan Adams gets ready to lead the field in the green as stage 2 gets underway. Gap is down to 4 and 16 points separating the top 3. Next stage on lap 100, Adams and Meredith front and center. And the green flag flies. We're racing once again in Kentucky. Trouble, Meredith. Meredith saves it somehow, some way. Cold tires on the restart. Remember, those that pit on lap 50 for the first time tonight had not experienced those cold tires yet. Now they have. Adams is rocketed away, though. Kissenweather to second. Susie to third. Schwartzman fourth. Arnold fifth. Susie's got to keep his head on his swivel right now. He's got Militia Racing Club teammates all around him. He is an enemy in foreign territory. He is the only Chevrolet in the top 6. His teammate Caitlin Height down in 7th place has not had the pace to really match him tonight. At least not so far. This track will change as the sun sets and the lights come on. But so far, Caitlin Height's car has not come to her in the daytime. Caitlin Heights had a latency dropout and still trouble with a 3 car. 2 blinks in 1 lap, not a great indicator for Caitlin Height. She does not want her last HTL Cup Series race to be a DNF. They haven't really had much of a chance to kind of go through the field. It's been non-stop since the drop of the green flag. Adams leads the way over Kissenweather and Susie. They have broken away from Swatsworth, who just had his personal best, 30.14 on the lap time counter. Then you look at Josh Arnold in 5th place as well. A bit of an isolation there for him. Tucker Sawyer in 6th. Caitlin Height trying to apply pressure here, trying to play spoiler as well. A lot of spoilers in the top 10. Bryn Roberts, one of the biggest movers of the race so far. Started this race down in 27th. All of the Carolina Beagle racing cars had a pretty poor qualifying. He has turned that into a top 10 run so far. And pretty traditional Bryn Roberts fashion, which is still spectacular. He's in 8th right now, battling the 3 of Caitlin Height, as well as Josh Arnold, as well as Tucker Sawyer, trying to get as high as potentially top 5 territory here. Hunter Peach and Josh Gaiman currently round out your top 10 as things sit. But right now, for the time being, Bryn Roberts is your biggest mover. Dustin Hall, after spinning out from the race lead, gets in trouble. That's Hagen. Hagen involved. Hagen involved big time. 4 cars or more. 6th caution of the night. That was out of turn 4. huge trouble, and that has got John Hagan in it. Huge crash out of turn 4 here on lap 60. And what happened to kick it off? This is going to be in front of him. This is going to be where you see John Hagan. This looks like KJ Gibney just gets loose. Yeah, you can see it. You can see the skew on the 31. And he's going to overcorrect in a nasty way. Right there. And just clips Hagan. Gets Flores on the rebound. Hall's got nowhere he can go because he's drifting up the racetrack. Momentum's just carrying him forward. Taub gets spun off the nose of Denny. Everyone just scrambling there. Meredith scrambles. Henderson scrambles. Mongol goes to the grass. Not a pleasant experience there, and that was rapid how quickly that changed. I'll back it up here and kind of show you the build-up into the corner. I'll actually show you from our spotter cam here. Changes in an instant. This track. Give me tight, 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 and loose, and gone. Pretty quick how it changes there. And unfortunately for Dustin Hall, it is once again a setback. We were going to talk about it because he had moved back up into the top 17 after wrecking from the lead and dropping down the 31st earlier in the race. It had been a slow climb back up for him. Before we could even say anything, this happens on the 6th caution of the night, and it sets him back again. Your top 5, front and center, it is Adams, Kissenweather, Susie, Swatsworth, and Sawyer here in Kentucky. Step aside for a quick word from the sponsor of the race, Team Conti, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the HTL Bluegrass 400. Getting ready to go racing once again for our 6th restart of the night on lap 62 of 165. Jonathan Adams, Mark Kissenweather will lead the field to green once again. Toyota's all over the top 10, 7 in the top 10. The other 3 are Chevrolets. Ready to go back racing here on ABN. We're glad you're with us here for the season finale. HTL Bluegrass 400 for the HTL Cup Series. 25 races, including tonight. Try to crown a champion. Josh Susie has the advantage. He is 3rd on this restart as we get back underway. A little bit further back in the order. We're going to find Caitlin Height, Josh Arnold, Zach Apperson's made his way into the top 10 here. Trouble Thompson. And that is a top 5 streak coming to a close. Gibney goes up to the fence as well. Was trying to read where Thompson was going to go and read poorly. No yellow, but that's 2 cars wounded trying to make it back to pit lane. This could be a dangerous position for both of those cars. It's less than 31 seconds a lap around here. Thompson having trouble just steering at this point, trying to get this car to pit lane. Leaders are coming around here, so I think they're going to be good. They are going to be safe, just barely. There's the leaders now. Thompson had to go a full lap around, and that is, I think, night done for Thompson and for KJ Gibney. So Gibney's last race in HTL ends in a whimper and not with a bang. Callahan once again just one lap down. It's the first car lap down. Everyone else in pit lane. This track is chewing drivers up and spitting them out here tonight. Second, Susie third. Car is getting very flirtatious with the wall out of turn 2. As drivers search for grip and for momentum out of the corners. Those that walk the tightrope the best typically perform the best here at Kentucky. And we're seeing that here tonight. And we're seeing those that hit the tightrope a little bit too hard and free fall off of it. Adams had the advantage recently here. Look at him, 35 laps led tonight so far. Marcus Smothers also led a decent chunk, 24 laps led for him. Casey Wygant started on pole position. He's only led a couple laps here. He has been in trouble. He got in trouble early. He has made his way back up into 12th. He's led 5 laps tonight. He is currently working the 12th position. Almost back in the top 10. Right now battling with Averson and Patrick Overstaff. John Susie has yet to lead a lap though here in Kentucky. Back when the season finale was Fontana, he was king of it. Not so hot there. Tags the wall. That was a noticeable hit for Josh Susie. Robertson 4th. Sawyer in 5th. Sawyer, for only his 3rd time being here in the Bluegrass State, not a bad run so far. He's top 5 ahead of Swatsworth, Beach at 7th. Sawyer not doing too bad. Unfortunately, his Championship 8 run has been abysmal leading into tonight, but a little bit something to hang your hat on. Sawyer will be returning next season for Joe Sure Racing. That's going to be a power pack team. Sawyer and Wygant, if Wygant's going full time again. That is going to be a power pack team. Can't wait to see that one. Hopefully we do get to see that one. Give both of them a full chance, full season to kind of learn off each other. Wygant learning on the road courses. Sawyer learning more on the ovals. That's dangerous. Already looking dangerous right now. Sawyer has been very weak on the ovals traditionally, but has really taken to Kentucky pretty well. Did not have a great time in January when he came here. Didn't have really a lot of fun in June either with the Avian Champ Car race. But something's clicked tonight so far. He's top 5 and he's closing in on the top 4. Swatsworth in 6th. Hagan down in 17th place. If it stays this way when we hit lap 1 on 101 and the stage 2 points are scored, Susie will end up having the rolling rate championship lead. He is 4 points behind Hagan on the scoreboard right now. But it is not by much. Hagan has scored no stage points so far tonight. Did not score anything in stage 1. And it's currently on pace to not score anything in stage 2. Be a 8-point swing. If Susie stays where he's at right now, he'd go from being 4 points behind to being 4 points ahead of him in the points. There's Susie going for second place, and this weather does not make that very difficult for him. Lap 75 completed, lap 76 underway. And caution's out. It looks like it is for Dean Clavitt, who is spun out of turn 2. I don't see a lot of damage on the 90, so I think he gets away with this one. I think we do have a replay ready to go, though. Let's take a look, and he gets a little bit of help. Looks like John Hagen, and he just can't save it. Yeah, just locks it down. Safe thing to do there is just lock it down in that situation. Can't play hero ball. But it definitely looks like he got a little bit of help. Looks like he got a lot of help. Take another look. He got a lot of help from netcode is what happened. That was a massive netcode incident. Hagen didn't touch him at all. See if we can ride on board with Hagen, because he's going to have a wild perspective of this one. On board with him. Yeah, never touches him. You can see his tire. You can see the wheel nut on Clavitt's left rear. Never touched him. Wow. Thankfully for Clavitt, no damage. That is the thankful factor to that. A couple cars staying out on this yellow. Angel Santiago and Tyler Ratliff. Both of them have had interesting races so far. Ratliff, the more interesting of the two. Santiago just watched it all. But they do stay out. They come down pit lane this time. They pit on lap 60. It's been 17 laps. And we had about a 17-lap green flag run there. Tire wear does matter. We've seen that since the most recent changes to this car. Tire wear matters a pretty hefty amount. We could see a situation like what we saw with Atlanta a couple weeks ago, where these two could wheel spin and cause more trouble on this upcoming restart. This is a tricky track to restart at, because you feel like it should be a second gear start, but then you get bogged down. So then you want to be in first gear. If you're in first gear, you've got all the torque in the world, and it just lights the tires up. How dangerous do you want to play it? They're staying out, so they're going for it. Susie third, gets the weather fourth. Keep in mind, the 54 and the 6 have also had damage repairs done. They both, the last time they were on pit lane, were on pit lane for over 25 seconds. Jonathan Adams fell pretty far down the running order. What happened to the 91? He is down in 24th position. He missed his box. I do believe he missed his box, which is very unfortunate. So we get ready to go back racing here on lap 80. 21 21 laps to go. We go back green in stage 2. Susie looking for the dagger. Hagen down in 27th place. Susie looking for the dagger that gets him 3 championships in a row. We're talking about going out on top. Susie has a chance to do something that no one's done. Santiago gets a pretty good rolling jump and gets clear of Ratliff. Ratliff trying to shut the door on Susie. And Susie said no. Not the first time Ratliff's been in trouble trying to do that. It happened just a few weeks ago. Ratliff very loud and rambunctious verbally. Got put in his place hard by the 2-time defending champion looking for 3 in a row. Ratliff, someone that talks a big game but has suddenly backed it up, tried to back it up there and got put down. Susie with fresh tires will walk around the outside. Did he get the race lead from Santiago? That's close. 8th caution of the night for entering Atlanta trends here. A caution every 10 laps. And Susie did get ahead of Santiago when that caution came out. And the caution is for Flores and Hagen. Hagen with a spin. And we'll take a look here. Three wide, Callie Height in the middle. That's how we unfold this. Oh dear. Callie Height on the lead lap, so this is all for position. This is going to be awkward. I can already tell this is going to be very awkward. Chopper cam. AB in slow motion as we play this in quarter speed. Flores in the 99, Height in the 88, Hagen 97. That's unfortunately on Callie. That is on Callie. That's a gap that's just not ever completely there. I don't think she has a full read on where Hagen's at, but it's never there. It is never there. You got to call a spade on that one. That is Callie Height trying to put her nose where it just wasn't going to fit. But you can see where Callie was coming from there. She thought there was space, and there just never was. Hagen was right there, but because there's a blind spot in these cars, Callie can't see. All she knows is car low. She doesn't know how low. And Hagen's bad day goes worse. I don't think Callie needed to help that situation at all, but it definitely doesn't help. And so we roll once again. 8th caution of the night, looking at our 8th restart of the night. Yippee. Susie, Kissenweather, and Sawyer, top 3. Roberts and Peach, top 5. Swatsworth, Gaiman, Arnold, Sharp, and Caitlin Height, top 10. Go back racing here for our 8th restart of the night. Susie, Kissenweather, Sawyer, and Roberts, your top 4. Hunter Peach, your top 5. go racing. We'll see. Kentucky lights are on. Last race of the season. Ready to go back racing. As the field rolls on by into turn 3. Getting ready to build up for a sprint to the finish. Looking at 16 to go in stage 2. But again, we've had a caution every 10 laps, which has been exhausting for the drivers. We're ready to go racing once again. How about we crank it up here at Kentucky, because we're not going to have a lot of opportunities to do so. Green flag flies, and away we go. Caution comes out immediately. Car spun in turns 3 and 4. Steve Clavitt. We'll try it again on the next caution here. On the next restart, I should say. Next caution, there's going to be another caution. Why not? This is Clavitt being hip checked by Austin Mongold, and Clavitt not so lucky this time as he was the first go around. Pretty nasty hit for Clavitt there on the nose of the 90 car. So Josh Susi leads in what has been a very tedious stage 2. Here in Kentucky. For a quick break and come back with more action here as we get ready to close out stage 2 in the Bluegrass State. Welcome back, everyone, to the HTL Bluegrass 400, the season finale of the HTL Cup Series from Kentucky Speedway. You're looking at the front of the field as we get ready for our 9th restart of the night. It is Josh Susi and Mark Gissenweather on the front row for this restart. Tucker Sawyer and Bryn Roberts in row 2. Chad Spotsworth, Hunter Beach, row 3. As we get ready to go racing once again. Laps, they are a winding down here in stage 2. We are down, coming to 13 laps to go. Sorry, 12 laps to go. We're on 13 to go right now. Reminder, HTL rules: if a caution comes out within 5 laps of the scheduled end of a stage ends there instead. I feel like that's really good information to have right now. We are averaging more than a caution every 10 laps. Being glad with the last caution off the bumper of Austin Mongol. Green flag flies. Check up on the inside lane as someone tried to jump that restart. Susie, though, benefits from it, clears the field into turn 1. Weather and Sawyer side by side, second, as they come out of the back straightaway. Susie scored stage points in stage 1, finished 3rd in that stage. Finished 4th in that stage, scored 7 stage points. Brought the gap between him and John Hagan down to 4. Gets him by the tags of fence, so did Connor Peach. Susie 4 points behind Hagan in the live points, scoring 10 stage points, enter with a 6-point lead for stage 3. And the caution's out for a 10th time. It is Dustin Hall. Infield grass there. And here's a look at what happened to Dustin Hall in full motion. He's near the back of the field, gets tagged by Ross Baxter. Luckily does not hit the wall a 3rd time. Leads to a stop there in the grass and gets it rolling again. 10th caution of the night. KJ Gibney sharing a bit of a comment with us here from digital media. Not how I wanted this race to go at all. Wanted my teammate to win. Sure, not in this fashion. That is acceptable. I think that's normal. I don't think we wanted this to be the sort of race we got in our backyard either. It's been difficult, and I'll take off the cap. We're under caution here for the 10th time tonight, for those that are watching along. This is not unsurprising. If we take a look at Atlanta, if we take a look really at the races since this new update and how these drivers have struggled with the changes with this update, it is not a surprise. It was not a fun time at Las Vegas, which is very similar in shape to this, just a little bit more braking. Not a fun time at Vegas. And probably an even worse time at Atlanta 2 weeks ago. Like, the 1.5 miles have been treacherous. Fontana a month ago also was not fun. It was very, very punchy. We're 10 cautions in on lap 92. This is unfortunately a situation where, as we've seen with Las Vegas and as we've seen with Atlanta, attrition's not going to help either, because now it's on the drivers and their impatience. And that's not an issue at the front of the field. It's not an issue with Susie, not an issue with Kissenweather, not an issue with Sawyer or Peach or Roberts. We've seen them flirt with the danger line, but they stay on the right side of it. It's those that are further back. All the cautions we've had recently, really since the end of stage 1, have been in the second half of the field. They've been in traffic. That's not a coincidence. That's not just a trend. That's not only reality, but that is I think at this point the expectation. If you're mid-pack, you're probably going to cost them. Everyone's impatient. We've had 10 cautions. We've been live now for almost 2 hours. And we just crossed the halfway point 5 minutes ago. It's not Kentucky's fault, just like it wasn't Las Vegas's fault, just like it wasn't Atlanta's fault, just like it wasn't Fontana's fault. The list goes on and on. And the drivers are showing, at least at the front of the field, that it's not a setup issue. This is one of those cases, as drivers have struggled to adapt to the change, that it is a bit of a skill issue. As we go for our 10th restart of the night, it is Susie and Kissenweather, who have been stars all season long. They will battle it out once again on this restart as well. Green flag flies. Three wide, almost four wide, further back. That is around Jonathan Adams. That's Apperson is behind him. A little bit of latency. Caitlin Height once again blinking in and out. And you want to talk about impatience? Here we are, watching a three wide happen in mid-pack. Something's got to give. Meredith gets a little loose there. Bassett gives him just enough space to recover. Markowski now puts it three wide. That's sort of the conversation, though, that I've been talking about, is you look at the aggression and all the mid-pack action, all of its impatience, and you're seeing that in full display. None of these drivers are going for stage points right now. Caitlin Heiss going for one stage point, 11th right now. And we've got a caution. Stage is over. Santiago. 11th caution of the night on lap 97. And the stage is over. Susie stage winner and now rolling championship leader. So let's take a look at what happened to Santiago. Loose, not off of Baxter this time. Baxter put a three wide, but there was issues before. Net code. Second time we've seen pretty nasty net code tonight. It was Hagen and Clavin the first time we saw the net code that bad. And that was when Clavin got away with it the first time. Didn't get away with it the second time he spun. We'll take another look here. And we'll get our chopper cam from high above. Callie Height moves to the inside. This is just fine. Santiago Trust moving down. Not even close. Not even close on the net code. That is atrocious. Not Callie Height's fault. Not really Santiago's fault. Santiago had given enough space. Net code says otherwise. And that hurts. Santiago was having a quiet race, just trying to stay out of trouble. For the most part, he had. Up until tonight. Up until right here. So pit lane for him. But Robert stays out. And we're going to try to do some points collection here. To see where everyone's at right now. So Hagen scores 0 stage points. And has now lost the championship advantage. Susie with the full 10 stage points here. 5,093 now for Josh Susie. Up the order for John Hagan. Spotsworth scored 7 stage points, only 4. That's rough. Stage points for Davis Moon Jr. either. Each scored a decent chunk of stage points. It is now officially really a three-horse race here between Susie, Hagan, and Spotsworth. 6 points between Susie and Hagan. Spotsworth 18 points behind Susie at the moment. As we stand, we enter. We'll start lap 101 here. All right, tuning in, we appreciate it. Again, not how we wanted this to go. 11th caution of the night. By the time we got to lap 100. A quick reminder, just in case we need it here, we do have a hard out at 11 p.m. So, that is something that we need to keep in mind here. Green flag flies and away we go. For the back, that is Meredith that got loose. Slows down. I think he's having a bigger issue. Meredith right now down in the 27th position, coming down pit lane. Roberts leads, Adams second, Wygant third, Henderson up to 4th. So some new faces at the front of the field here. Less than 65 laps to go. Odie in the top 5. Very interestingly, see how this plays out here. Hagan in the 6th spot, but being attacked. And caution's out again. Who is this for? Meredith on pit lane. Was it for Baxter? Might be. Here's a look at the replay. Did he get help from the 4 of Apperson? Yes, he does. And then help from the 62 of Davis Miller Jr. for good measure. So here's where the caution comes out. That's fair. That's fair. Caution right there. Still, 12th caution of the race, and impatience once again causing contact here. Caution out for the 12th time before lap 111. Again, no, I don't think how any of us wanted this to go. At least I hope it's not how any of us wanted this to go. But it's where we are. Then we go back racing here for a 12th restart of the night. Uh, 105, 165. We're coming to 60 laps to go here in Kentucky. Not been a war of attrition. We haven't had a lot of retirements in this race. It's been just a war of impatience. A little bit of netcode in between. Keep an eye on your battle between the 97 and the 81. After the stage points have been calculated, Susie has a 6-point lead over John Hagan. It could get very interesting on this one. If Hagan finishes 6 spots higher than Josh Susie, it forces a tiebreaker, which Hagan would win based off a number of wins. We've never had a tie in points for the championship at HTL before. We're in a very unusual position where that could be the case now. Green flag flies, away we go. Top 4 all get a good launch there. Roberts, Adams, Henderson, and the 96 will Wyjum. And away we go. Green flag in the air. Trouble! Trouble Adams! Trouble Adams! Trouble Adams! Sawyer's in it, and that's the big one. That is the big one here in Kentucky. And how I said this was not a war of attrition before, it might be now. Adams loose at a 2. Crab walking, that car is destroyed. Suspension on the rear of that car is completely gone. Trying to make it back to pit lane in one piece. Absolute disaster for Jonathan Adams outside front row on that restart. And it all goes away. 13th caution of the night, and it is a big one. Full restart on your screen. Adams outside lane trying to get around Brent Roberts. Gets loose, just gets arrow loose, trying to side draft Brent Roberts there at a 2. Dances it, overcorrects it. Henderson, amazing move to go from the outside to the inside. Wyjant gets there. Hagan gets a piece of it. He does not get so lucky. Tucker Sawyer slams right into his friend there. And Jonathan Adams. Sasek just piles into Sawyer. He gets into Mongold there. Peach goes for a ride. That's where you'll see Smeal, Patrick Oberstadt all get a piece of it. Alfred Denny, Dale Markowski. The list goes on and on there. Callie Height goes for a ride as well. Gets turned there by Markowski. Gets hit by Ross Baxter as well. Violent crash here. Save of the night, really good avoidance of the night. Great hands award, I think, has to go to Blake Henderson, I think. On board with him. A little hesitancy to shift saved Henderson in a big way. Wow, that was wild. Go to someone who was not so lucky, and Alfred Denny. hardest hit in the world for Alfred Denny, but not the easiest either. His 119th start. Another roadblock for 21. One of the cars in pit lane, and this reshapes some things. Both your main championship contenders still rolling. They got away with it. Hagan gets away thanks to netcode. It giveth and it taketh away. It gave to John Hagan second chance at life. So the retirement list beginning to grow. Jeremy Braille did not start. Billy Thompson out. KJ Gibney out. Elias Flores out. Clava out. That is 4 retirements and it did not start. And several cars still on pit lane. Get ready for a restart here. 13th caution of the race. See how this plays out. Roberts and Henderson. And Henderson bogs it down. Henderson bogs it down. Trouble. 14th caution immediately. Henderson on the outside lane did not go. Hagan tried to jump the start. Got the outside lane to go. Henderson was not in gear. And if we ride the onboard of Henderson, I'm willing to bet he was in 4th or 5th gear. I am willing to bet. And it checks up everyone behind on that restart. And just like that, one of the contenders, once again, behind the 8 ball, once again, it's John Hagan, who was just trying to help Henderson get rolling. Henderson somehow ends up still being 8th in all of this. So let's go ahead. We're gonna see if we can grab an onboard cam. Let's see if we can grab a helmet cam for Henderson. It's saying he's in 1st gear. Oh, he couldn't find a gear. He couldn't find 2nd. Oh my God, he couldn't find 2nd. Wow. He couldn't find 2nd gear. Holy cow. I've not seen it stall like that. These are largely sequential cars now. I've not seen it not find a 2nd gear like that. Like, you can hear him, he's on the clutch. He's trying to put it in 2nd gear. That is insane. Take another look here. He launches. He's clutching. He's clutching, trying to get it in 2nd gear. That is wild. That is crazy. And it's going to affect Chad Swosworth as well. Bunch of cars turned around there. Swosworth, one of them. Hagan gets a big piece of it. Ugly, 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 all things considered. You can see the cars still on pit lane. There's a lot of cars on pit lane here. Caitlin Height, Hunter Peach, John Hagan, Chad Swosworth, Zach Apperson, Davis Mill Jr., Dale Markowski, Tucker Sawyer, all still on pit lane. Rough times. Jonathan Adams, his day is done, officially, as the leaders come out of turn 4. 14th caution of the night. It's a rough night, gang. It's a really rough night. Bryn Roberts looking for a third win of the season. He's leading the way. What will be the 14th restart of the night. Casey Wygen in second, Richard Odie in third. Wygen had pole position tonight. See what he can do with it. Susie in fourth alongside Odie. Kissenweather and Arnold row 3. Baxter, Hall, Denny, and Patrick Overstat make up your top 10. And running out of cars that do not have damage. As we get this one ready to go once again. Averaging a caution every 8 laps is where we're at right now. We need a good green flag run. We get a good restart here. Caution. Stay away this time, please. Rough night. Wygen in second. Odie a little out of his depth. He's not had a lot to write home about. To pull up his stat line, 1 career top 10 in 43 starts. And that was a plate race where he got his top 10. Intermediates, he has not finished higher than 15. Right now he's in 4th. Arnold up to 5th. Right now it is Susie's championship to lose. I think we might be able to put this one to bed as far as the championship is concerned. With 50 laps to go. Now the question is, who's going to take home the spoils? There's caution 15. And it is Callie Height. Looks like Tyler Ratliff involved as well. Are they connected, or did Ratliff spin in sympathy? Big time questions we're going to ask here on ABN. It looks like they are not connected, because this is Callie Height and Ross Baxter, unless Ratliff's behind. And it looks like he is behind, actually. No, he's in front, because he spins first. He was battling. That is with, I believe, Austin Mongold. Clipped by Denny. Apperson squeezes the gap there and gets away with it. Callie Height gets clipped just a little bit, and it's enough to send her into the wall. That's... we had a couple of those. Flores earlier on the first caution, lap 6. Now Callie Height here on the 15th caution tonight. That's rough. That's real pictures. Live action. We've had a caution every 7.8 laps. That is a number that I do not like to see going down like that. It's not great. Fifteenth caution of the night. It's a rough time, gang. It really is. Eventually you run out of words to say. Blake Henderson gets to the front of the field. Why not? We mentioned earlier he runs well, he just doesn't finish well. His last good finish was the HTL National Series race 2 years ago. Even then, he felt like it was a missed opportunity. He finished 3rd. Wrong tire strategy on that race. Lost him the race. And the Cup Series has been pretty abysmal for the 25 camp. Santiago, he's back in the top 2. Dustin Hall's found his way back forward. Started this race on the front row. Spun from the lead in stage 1. Has had 2 other spins in this race and has still made it to 3rd. Hagan and Susie once again together. Hagan did not pit. Susie did. Susie took 2 tires on that stop. We're coming to, I think we're going green with 45 laps to go, and that is a number I remember pretty intrinsically because that means that this pit stop that everyone's on right now gets them to the end of the race. As you can see in the bottom left of your screen. I knew I remembered that number pretty well. 47 to 50 laps on the field mileage. They are now good to go. Although with the amount of cautions, you probably could have pit 30 laps ago and been good to go. That is the way it is. Henderson leads on this restart. Bailey Thompson, one of the retirements in this race, saying that Hagan took fuel only on this stop. He took tires last stop, which would make sense. Hagan has to go for a little bit more of a gamble because he is behind by 6 points, and his car is well less than 100%. We've had 15 cautions. This is our 15th restart. See how long this run lasts. Green flag flies. Henderson gets a good launch that time. Did not struggle to find second gear. 3 wide, the further back you go. Santiago put out of place and left to be forgotten. Hall up to second place, Hagan in third, Susie in fourth. Right now, Susie's got the championship lead by 5. See how this plays out. Car spun, and this is going to be caution 16. It's Odie. It was Odie that was spun. We saw that in the background. Spun out of 4. Tried to keep it off the racetrack. 16th caution of the race. And here's what happened. That actually was odd. Let's go back and take a look at that. Oh, he gets turned by Wygen. Let's get our trusty chopper cam on this one. Avian slow motion. Yeah. I think Odie checks up a little bit for Oberstadt, who slots in front of him. Wygen tries to cut to the bottom. Not really anywhere for Wygen to go. Wygen went to the bottom. Everyone else just tried to get in front of him, and Odie paid the price for that, being in the middle. And I think, thankfully for Odie, does not get hit. Could have been hit, but didn't. Who was that came to a sliding stop? I don't know who that was. Might have been Gibney? No, it wasn't Gibney. He's out. I don't know who could have been that slid there to a stop. Very interesting. Odie coming down pit lane. Some others, Gaiman, Santiago, Smeal, Height, among others, coming down pit lane. Ready for our 16th restart of the night. It's been a very tedious event so far. we are going to step aside for a quick break here, not for a commercial or anything like that. I am going to end up possibly missing this restart coming up here. Hopefully no cautions. I've got to take care of some personal business that has popped up here for the next couple minutes. Unfortunately, an emergency. So we are going to get the ambient sounds here. I was trying to figure out when I could possibly get this taken care of, but it is now something that needs to be taken care of urgently. So we will be doing just that. So don't go anywhere. We're going to try to stick around here and see what we can do as far as getting this race to the finish line. We don't want to leave early. As we mentioned before, we had an hard out at 11. We're trying to get that adjusted here on the fly with coming to 41 laps to go. It is Henderson and Hall at the front of the field. Enjoy the sights and sounds, and hopefully some green flag racing to come here as the teammates side by side on the front row play a little bit of games on our 16th restart of the night. Welcome back, everyone. You saw in live pictures as Blake Henderson had himself an issue, had to drive through pit lane, but largely kept that car rolling and in the same direction. But from second place all the way down the running order and out of the top 20 to 22nd place is where he ends up now. we sit here with less than 35 laps to go here in Kentucky. 16 cautions make it 17. We heard the scratch of sheet metal and fiberglass as Hagan went around. It is Dustin Hall and it is Josh Arnold, and it is Arnold that has paid the heavier price. Leave it to me to jinx a green flag run by talking. Here it is. It's a side-by-side, the 1 and the 2 out of turn 4. Ooh, hard hit there. Hall gets loose out of turn 4 and fights it hard. Fights it very hard. Take another look here. We'll see if we can grab a better angle of it. Our chopper cam. Keep an eye again on the 1 of Dustin Hall. He takes a hard hit. Gets loose, gets loose, gets loose, and we've seen this so many times before as Hall just oversteers, oversteers, oversteers. Car is very skewed, and it just overcorrects and into the fence and ending Josh Arnold's night. 35 laps from the finish. Back to real pictures. For what has been a very difficult race, 17 cautions tonight. Susie, though, out front in the race lead. Hagan down to 11th place. See how this plays out. Right now, as it says, Susie's champion for the 3rd time in a row. Hagan trying to deny that. Both your championship frontrunners looking to be out the door at the end of the season. Susie wants to go out on top. Hagan would like the same honor. Susie scored 17 stage points. Give himself a 6-point advantage going into this final stage, coming to 31 laps to go. That is where we sit right now. Susie, Roberts, Overstadt, Mongol, your top 4. Markowski and Callie Height up to the top 6. 17th restart coming up. And the green flag flies. Away we go. And Susie around by Roberts. Oh my God. 18th caution of the night. And it's a silver platter for John Hagan. The one thing you don't want to do is wreck out the championship contender. Oh, no. Oh, no. 30 laps to go. That car is not looking great. It's not looking good. We'll take a look at it here. I don't think this is on Susie. I genuinely don't. Bryn Roberts tries to over-under him here, and I don't think it works out. Roberts and his teammate Patrick Overstat, Roberts knew he wanted the inside lane. He tried to set it up. Sends it, and it just doesn't stick. Way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Susie in the pit lane now to get repair work done. He is down in 20th place as John Hagan sits in the top 10. And that is quite possibly the championship decider. In the most disappointing fashion for our 18th caution of the night. That is devastating in words, in ways that words can't completely describe. We wanted to see Hagan and Susie battle it out. And it seemed like we were finally getting to that point where we were going to see it. Disappointing. Extremely disappointing. Going for the 18th restart of the night. But Roberts, Patrick Overstat lead the field to green. Chevrolets 1, 2, 3, and 4. Callie Hyde top 5 on the restart, loses the spot immediately to Apperson. And the wind, what was left of it, has been completely removed from the sails. I guess the question now is, if we're going to be spectacular, do we get to 20? We're going to get to 19. Absolutely going to get to 19. How did we not get a caution there with Wygent? Car still pointing in the right direction, I suppose, so we get lucky and we avoid one for once. That was almost surely a yellow. Wygent was over 45 degrees sideways trying to get that car to a stop. Leave it to Josh Susi. He is a man possessed right now. Hagan in 7th, Susi in the 14th position. One more spot for Susi. It's a tie game. And I don't think Josh Gaiman is going to fight him really hard. We're tied. Hagan gains a spot. We're now back to Hagan +1. With 25 to go. And Susi not getting Kissenweather any quarter. Hip checks Kissenweather. He is driving possessed right now. He has to. We're tie again. Santiago in 11th. That is going to be a position. If Susi can get it, that puts him back in the lead of the championship with 24 to go. He's got it. Odie up ahead in 10th. Hagan's got a match. He's got a match. All the moves that Susi's making right now, Hagan's got a match. Susi top 10. He's +2. Susi didn't hear the bell ring. It is not over. Roberts may win the race. Susi wants the title. And I'm sure there's going to be some very rogue words that are said after tonight. So I do apologize if we have to censor the interviews tonight. At this point, I'm just grateful we might actually get interviews. Because it will be ugly. Zasek up next for Susi. Hagan pulled it within 1. 1 point the difference. Zasek will need to keep his head on a swivel. Susi will not hesitate to pull him around. And remember, Zasek's not going to let it be easy too. Hagan's part of the team. Hagan is an Ascent Racing driver. That is Zasek's team. Car in the fence, Santiago. And this might be a yellow. Santiago keeps it rolling. We stay green. He will come down pit lane, but we stay green. Susi now has once again a 4-point advantage. And get another 1-point advantage. Hagan trying to match him. Denny up next for Susi. The issue for Hagan is that he's reaching the ceiling. You can't get a whole lot higher than 4th. Susi's got more runway with 19 to go. If Hagan wins, Susi needs 5th or better. If Hagan's 2nd, Susi needs 7th or better. Susi does not want a tie. A tie is in Hagan's favor. 7 wins to 1. A win by 1 is a win. Approaching out for Denny. Denny's car also wounded. Susi driving to the outside of him, and he'll clear him. As Hagan moves to 3rd. He gets around Mongol. It is still Susi +1 right now. Overstat and Roberts. Overstat's going to be very defensive to try to keep Overstat at bay, or try to keep Hagan at bay. Excuse me. Callie Height will probably not be super defensive on Susi here. As much as Callie Height would love to have a great result, there is a championship on the line for her team. I'm not sure how defensive Apperson would be either in that 4-car in 6th. Wasn't super defensive against Hagan. Height goes up the racetrack a little bit, gives Susie the bottom lane. Susie using that real estate to take 7th place. +2 Susie. Shades of Las Vegas with Oberstadt and Roberts working together. We were overcoming Mark Kissenweather on that day. Roberts looking for his 3rd career win. Josh Susie looking for a championship that he was almost robbed of by Roberts. Mongold off the racetrack. You see him skipping through the grass. We stay green, I think. Yes, we do stay green. Mongold's still rolling. Denny being challenged by Sasek. Swatsworth moves into the top 10. Hagan is there. He is with the leaders. Patrick Oberstadt wants the race win because right now it is every man for himself with less than 15 to go. Oberstadt and Hagan around Bren Roberts. Roberts down to 3rd. Markowski in 4th as well. Susie's at a point right now. He gets one more spot. He's champion. He's got to get around Apperson, though. He's got to get around Apperson for 5th. Can he do it with 11 laps to go? Can he make what Hagan's result is irrelevant? Spirited drive for Susie no matter what. Hagan's best effort right now is to try to force the tiebreaker and try to go after the race win. It'd be his 8th of the season and he'd break a record. It'd be 8 wins to 1 if he can win. If Susie gets top 5, it doesn't matter where Hagan finishes, because Susie will be champion for the 3rd time in a row. He's got to close in though on Apperson. Coming to 9 laps to go. He's got to come and make that position pass happen. And the nerves are here. Knowing that both Hagan and Susie are out at the end of the season, they would have preferred having this battle directly on track with each other for the title. Instead, they've been separated by circumstance and by rogue decision making. Roberts losing tires. He's dropping to 4th. Markowski at the podium. The 8 of Bren Roberts. Right now he's looking at the Owners' Championship, and he's got that in hand. Roberts scored stage points, Hagan did not. It was a way smaller margin between Roberts and Hagan in the Owners' Championship in the 8 and the 97. So Roberts right now, as long as he finishes top 6, he's got that. You're coming to 6 laps to go, and Susie is stalled out behind Apperson, behind Roberts and Markowski. Hagan leading, will force tiebreaker. In which Hagan would win. eye on Susie because he's the one that has moves to make. As Hagan leads. If Susie can make one more pass happen, he has completed the late comeback. Time is running out with 5 laps to go. No one owes the 81 anything right now. Apperson's not going to give him the top 5. Susie's got to go and take it. He's got to find some clean air. Dirty air really making him struggle here. Remember, that car less than 100%. Hagan's is 2. Susie got rear damage, though, which is a lot more sensitive. Hagan got front end damage, which you can buff out. Both of them have worked through a lot. This is where you earn your championships. Susie's been in this spot before. He's not unfamiliar to it. And he's got to be weary of that charging 20 of Hunter Peach coming behind him. This is as close as he's been to Apperson, as they put Angel Santiago a lap down. Santiago stays out of the way. He knows what's at stake. With 3 laps to go. Apperson looking for a top 5 to end the season. Susie's within a car length of the 4. He's in range. Apperson's going to block the bottom. Susie knows it, but he is there. 2 to go. Lets Apperson overdrive himself out of 2. Susie overdrives himself out of 2. The last time this season we come to the white flag with John Hagan in the race lead. 1 lap to go, presented by Henderson Graphics. It is Hagan over Oberstadt, Markowski in 3rd. Looking for a championship. Davis Mills Jr. crashes, but we stay green. Can Susie make the pass for the championship? Or will he have to settle for 2nd place in points? It'll be one last gasp. And he sends it on Apperson. But here comes Peach. He had to try it. John Hagan takes the win and the title. Susie tried to Hail Mary it in 3 and 4, and it didn't work. Patrick Oberstadt, Dale Markowski finishes 3rd. Oberstadt finishes 2nd. Roberts 4th. Roberts takes the owner's title. It is a tie. And the tiebreaker goes to John Hagan. 8 wins to 1. YG giving a bump to Hagan as well. Dustin Hall will give a bump to John Hagan. And John Hagan can thank Bryn Roberts. Count the 8 as an assist. Returning Josh Susie with less than 3 laps to go. John Hagan seals the deal in the Bluegrass State and takes the title. Yeah, it is a shame we won't see either of these drivers back in Season 7 to do it better. But for Hagan, it is a championship and a race win to do so. Burns it down in Kentucky. He will celebrate here in victory in and Kentucky. As he celebrates, we will send it to Team Conti one last time, and we will try to fit in a couple interviews here before we have to go off the air. Welcome back, everyone, to the HTL Bluegrass 400. As the sun sets on the season, John Hagen is champion of Season 6. In an outstanding run of form. We are not going to be able to interview everybody. As I mentioned before, we had a hard out at 11. We still have to get out of here as soon as possible. We'll try to interview the top 3 of the podium, though, and that means starting with Dale Markowski, 3rd place. First podium of the season, if I'm not mistaken, for Dale Markowski. Finally, the Gremlins stayed away, and it's a podium for Mr. Dale Markowski in the 83 Chevrolet. Walk us through it. That was an event. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that was certainly an event of all time. I think it's my second podium. I think I started the first race this season podium and ended with the podium. So overall was not the season I wanted, but it's fun to end on a high note. I know that we had to have a lot of circumstances to get there, but at the same time, still got there. I'm still happy with it. And also congrats to John Hagen. He was by far and away the clear and deserving champ. So I'm happy for him. I believe he won the championship, but as far as 83 goes, yep. As far as 83 goes, I'm happy with how the race season finished out. I'm looking forward to next season and just hopefully improving on some of the progress I've made in the next gen car.
And we talk about the progress you made. Obviously, first season full-time in HTL competition going into this year. A lot to learn and a lot changed with this card as the season progressed here. We talk about ending the season on the high note, the way you started, a lot different, ending Kentucky in 3rd compared to ending Daytona. The team had pace. We had seen that all night. Also, really, the entire playoffs, the team had pace. We saw it with Bryn Roberts. We saw it with Patrick Oberstadt. You were also in the mix at Las Vegas when you had your mechanical issues. Same thing a couple weeks later. Being able to get one across the start finish line, what is the feeling like knowing that the bad luck's finally at least a little bit shaken off for that 83 crew?
It feels good. I don't know, ever since the update iRacing had, I don't know what it is. I tend to do a little bit better with tighter race cars, and we know the dirtier air creates that. And so I think the update, while it made a lot of people mad at how the car changed, it actually just benefited my driving style a little bit. So I think it's been a combination of just understanding how the update affects the car maybe just slightly better compared to what other people want versus because if it's like a looser race car, it's not something I have a great feel for. But if it's a tighter race car, I have an idea on how to kind of play with the throttle a little bit. So it's something that kind of adapted to my driving style. I'm not saying I'm at anywhere near the John Hagen level or Bryn Roberts level, anywhere like that. But ever since the update, it seems like I've had a little bit of uptick in speed. And I've also just been running the next gen cars across iRacing a little bit more. So it's nice to see it pay off. I'm having a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing what HTL brings next season. But yeah, ever since that update, it just seems like something started to click a little bit. So,
a fantastic job. It's not going to be a long wait. We know Season 7 is coming up in September, so we're excited there. Obviously, still some work for Mr. Dale Markowski and the ARC's A Squared side of things, as well as ARC's High Octane. We know you've made some appearances there as well on Saturdays. You have to enjoy a little bit of time off on Mondays, though, before we get to Season 7 in a couple months. Walk us through sort of what's on the agenda. Obviously, Carolina Beagle Racing, it's just been announced that the team's expanding a little bit. walk us through sort of what the hope is for next season. Are you looking at possibly trying to make the playoffs next season and seeing what you can do there? Because again, in the season form, it looked great when you cast aside the bad luck and the mechanical failures.
Yeah, I would like to make the playoffs. That's not. I mean, I don't. That's everyone's goal. I want to be a little more consistent in getting top 15s and top 10s. I think that's going to be my first goal. I feel like in some ways I'll let CBR down a little bit. I think another goal I have is just to get better at road courses because I don't know. I'm like worst. Kind of mad at me that the race took so long, but he'll be okay.
Right. All right. So we do have everything back up and running now. So with that being said, now that we've gotten all that taken care of, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours, Dale. At this point, obviously, it's been a long night for everybody involved here. So take it away. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you, thank you. Got to give a shout out to my family as always, and my dad who races in real life. You know, he's my hero. But then I also give a shout out to what is it called? I got to give a shout out to Steven Oberstadt for giving me the ride in Carolina Bigger Racing. And I'm definitely looking forward to being back next season.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing that 83 car back on track in season 7 when it begins in September after Labor Day. Dale, congratulations on the podium to end the season. Stay safe. Obviously, we'll see you again here very shortly with more racing to come here throughout the rest of the month of July. But stay safe and enjoy the podium.
All right, Carmen, thank you very much. And you have a good one as well.
Thank you. We will move along. It is going to be hard to cherry pick. It is a giant discussion in the waiting room. I'm going to assume rather heated with Bren Roberts, Josh Susie, KJ Gibney, John Hagan, and all in the waiting room. We're going to try to cherry pick Patrick Oberstadt out of that conversation, though, for an interview because we only have so much time we can actually spend here. Patrick, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This was a rough race, not very or dissimilar to Las Vegas last month, but it is a second place. It's another podium here on another mile and a half in a race where Carolina Beagle didn't qualify well, but the race pace was always there. We saw that tonight. Second, third, fourth for the team tonight. Walk us through your perspective of the events. Obviously, you kind of got to play shotgun passenger and watch all of it happening from a little bit of a distance. But walk us through sort of how that race evolved for you tonight.
Yeah, it was quite crazy just to start and qualifying. The track temps changed quite a bit, and exiting 4, I got really loose, so my qualifying was in the dumps. But other than that, I had just clawed my way back up little by little, and then once I was in the front, I felt comfortable from racing around everyone at the back, so I got some practice, and then once I got clean air, I felt very comfortable, but I had nothing for Hagen. It sucks, but I got nothing.
We walked through this, and we've seen, obviously, the team with the update that we saw back in June. The team itself just skyrocketed in performance. Bren Roberts grabbing, obviously, 2 race wins. You grabbed a couple of podiums, including tonight. Del Markowski had the pace, wasn't able to show the final result until tonight. The team was on all form going into this, and the question becomes very apparent. Josh Susie, John Hagan, they're both out next season. This team is the hottest team when it comes to the majority of the HTL schedule traditionally. What does that speak for the team as the team expands? News just came out that Carolina Beagle Racing buying charters from Lady Liberty Motorsports as they exit the series. What does that say for the team going into season 7 in September about being potential championship contenders on more than just the owner's title front?
I'm very excited for next season, just to have hopefully my brother running with me and all of my great teammates, Bren, Dale, Ross, and then having Austin and Jeremy as like how would you call it? Like not teammates,
Affiliates.
but affiliates. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Not acquaintances, but yeah, I'm very excited for that. And now that Hagen isn't here, I think I have a decent shot, but I'm sure there's going to be other guys that also step up just like we have. So, but yeah, I'm very excited.
Everyone's got a little bit of time until season 7 starts in September to get up to speed with this car and the changes, and have that time to apply that to the races before we get back to Daytona in the fall. We talk about all the changes coming up here. We have another interview coming up here with Hagan. Before we let you go, we want to give you a chance to shout out anyone you want to shout out. It's been a lot of fun watching you evolve this season. We knew you were a plate track ace. We knew you were a plate track star. We watched you win on plate tracks before HTL, and now we've seen you come into a form on other tracks, on the intermediates, on the short ovals. You've improved as a whole. If there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to you for all of that evolution this season and being able to get these performances out, the floor is yours. Congratulations on a second place to end out the year, and hopefully many more to come.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I'd like to thank my brother, first off, for giving me this very awesome opportunity to race. And I'd like to thank my painter, John Smale. And I'd like to thank my teammates as well. Bren helps me a lot. And then, even though Hagen's not a teammate, but he really helps me figure out the tracks in the beginning of practice. He shouldn't need to or shouldn't have to, but he's always there for me. And yeah, that's about it.
A fantastic end of the season for Patrick Oberstadt and for Carolina Beagle Racing. Owner's title, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Kentucky tonight, with a lot more to come when we kick off season 7 in September. Patrick, enjoy the podium, and hopefully we get to talk to you again, maybe from Victory Lane again, once we get to Daytona.
Sounds good. And thank you again for broadcasting.
I greatly appreciate it, Patrick. Congratulations, and obviously we'll see you again very soon with ARCS action. Thank you so much. That was Patrick Oberstadt, our 2nd place finisher here. Unfortunately, we're not able to talk to everyone. If we could talk to everyone, we would. There's a lot of people I love to talk to. Unfortunately, we just don't have the time. I would be remiss, though. We're going to try to squeeze in John Hagan here. I know he's going through all of that. Had to kind of cherry pick you out of that conversation. I know there's a lot of conversations going on post-season between you, former champion Josh Soucy, and everyone on the Lady Liberty Motorsports Express as they get ready to leave the series. We've given you a chance to sort of compress all the thoughts, all the feelings, 8 race wins, which is a record in HTL for a single season, and a championship finally to go with it. Walk us through the feeling that you feel now, having been able to process it for a few minutes.
Shock it all, really. I mean, you watched, you broadcasted it. You saw how the first 130 laps of this race went for me.
Yeah.
Just climb after climb, recovery after recovery to get involved in something else, and losing hope, seeing Soucy score those stage points that I knew I could get if I could just get a run in without wrecking. And that first stage, it was more, well, we're here now. We got wrecked a bunch of times. What can we do the second stage? And then it kept going. Well, we're here now. We got wrecked a bunch. We fixed our car up. I mean, I'd get wrecked and I'd have a minute and 20 seconds of damage and only be able to fix a minute of it. And so I'd get stuck around 15th when we'd go green, and then I'd have to come down the next caution and fix it and start the back again. I mean, everything throw my way, trying to knock me down, I guess. And that finally, that glimmer of hope came when I was able to battle my way to P9 on that second stage. And that was huge because with the winner receiving 5 extra points, that put me 4 back of Soucy. And so, I mean, all I had to do then was go win the race and there would be no questions, you know? And so, I mean, that's what we did from there. And some more misfortune came, and we just battled and recovered and ended up in victory lane.
A very close title fight here, and as we talked about it going into last week's race, it was a very cold playoffs. You won at Darlington, and then it seemed like the 97 almost shut down in the round of 16, just kind of coasting into the stage. Atlanta didn't go well either. Getting to Bristol, getting that race win, that seemed to be the big momentum change when it mattered the most. Going into this, knowing that this is probably it, this is probably going to be your only chance to go after the title, given the rumors, and we'll ask about the rumors in a second. How determined were you to try to work through this? Because that car, less than 100%, obviously all of the front end damage for the most part, which is repairable. Very easy to kind of give up hope, as we saw other drivers do, because we had 6 cautions in the first 50 laps, and you were involved in 2 of them. how easy was it to just kind of go, okay, I'm just going to how easy was it to just sort of release the idea of pressure, or was it all the time for you?
Um, a little bit of both, I guess. I mean, at the same time, there was no pressure. There was massive pressure to go get something done, literally anything done, to put myself in a better position for the final stage. Um, but knowing that and knowing that all these cautions kept coming out, the pressure sort of backed away. Knowing that I could take my time to get it fixed and try to reset and try to bring myself forward again. And so it was a little bit of a no pressure to get going right now, but man, you need to get going at some point.
And you did get rolling. You end up obviously missing out on all the stage points, but you end up finishing. Obviously, end up getting in the top 10 in stage 3, and you don't really ever leave it after you get into the top 10 there. And obviously, we see the end result: a championship and an 8th race win this season. Now here comes a little bit of the rumor mill. We know Josh Susi and Lady Liberty Motorsports, they're gone at the end of tonight. The rumor was you were going to try to go road to pro, which would make you ineligible for HTL competitions. Is that still the plan before we get into season 7 in September?
I wouldn't. I'll say this: if they raised the IR limit, I would entertain the idea of coming back. But right now, the plan is to. I'm not keeping my I rating under 5K to run this league anymore, and so I'm going to try to go pro, and that's the goal. Obviously, everybody wants. No, I don't know if everybody wants to, but I know I want to try to do that. So if they raise it, even if it's on a one-off basis, sort of like you can have it over 5K if you only sub for 4 races or whatever, I'd be down to do that. But I'm definitely not holding back now. I'm probably not going to run full time next year.
Well, what a way to end off your full-time season then, with a championship and 8 race wins this year. I know it's been a long night. It's going to be even longer. If there's anyone, if is there anyone you want to shout and say thank you to for the season? Obviously, Ascent Racing helping you get back in the series this season, and you reward them with the driver's title as a result. But if there's anyone in particular you want to shout and say thank you to, John, the floor is yours. Congratulations on a record with 8 race wins and a new drivers' championship.
First and foremost, shout out you, Carmen. I know you're running title and work, and I appreciate your dedication to putting this broadcast.
I had to call off mid-broadcast.
Well, either way, I appreciate you for doing what you do. I mean, you're losing out on money. You're losing out on trust with your job just to do this for us, just to put a broadcast on for our stupid little video game that we do on Monday night. So thank you for that, Carmen. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you as a team owner in the year past, too.
Yeah.
Shout out Team Conti Sim Performance for the setups all year and for sponsoring the series. They're amazing people. They build amazing setups. I hope that they welcome me with open arms onto some better things in the future, but I have to go prove myself there. But thank you to them for everything they did for this league. Thank you to Blake and Al for putting on this HTL league. A wonderful job week in, week out. I appreciate them and giving me a second chance or third chance, however many chances it was, because I'm stupid, to come back here and run full time. So shout out to them. Shout out to Ascent Racing for signing me and getting me in the car and giving me a chance to go win this championship for them. I hope it made them proud. Shout out Eli specifically. Thank you, Eli. And shout out my beautiful girlfriend for putting up with me while I do these long races.
All worth it in the end. A driver's championship for John Hagen as he begins his pursuit to go on the road to pro after tonight's race. John, congratulations on the championship. It's been a lot of fun watching you go ballistic for 25 races this season. No attack, no chance for the 97 crew. And it pays off with a title in the most critical moments. John, enjoy it. And obviously, we'll talk to you again very soon because you're still going to be with us throughout the iRacing sphere. You're going to be with us, obviously, on occasional Champ Car appearances and occasional ARCS appearances. So enjoy the race win, enjoy the championship, and we'll talk to you again hopefully very soon.
Thank you.
That was John Hagen, our race winner tonight. We are going to go over the full results here in a massive way tonight. John Hagan, the champion. Josh Soucy having to settle for runner-up in his final race in HTL. Full results on your screen. It's John Hagan over Patrick Oberstadt, Dale Markowski, and Bryn Roberts. Controversial to say the least. Hunter Peach gets the top 5. Josh Soucy tried to send Apperson on the last lap, trying to get that 5th spot. All for nothing. Soucy ends up in 6th, loses on tiebreaker. Chet Swatsworth in 7th, Eli Saskic in 8th. Apperson, despite almost getting wrecked on the last lap, finishes 9th. And Callie Height, not a full-time driver. We'll see Callie Height again next season. She is not leaving like the rest of Lady Liberty. She's still going to be doing part-time appearances. She ends off her season with a top 10. Alfred Denny and Blake Henderson, 11th and 12th, to end off their seasons. Seasons to forget for both. Further down the running order, Tyler Ratliff. More talk than action, but recovered pretty well to put some action behind those words. Finished 13th after starting 21st. Austin Mongold, 14th from 24th, gained 10 spots. Was in the top 10 until later on, but held on for a decent result as well. Josh Gaiman ends off his HTL career 15th after starting 11th. Again, everyone just happy to survive this race and move on. Mark Kissenweather tonight does not give a lot of confidence that he's going to be inspired to stay in HTL competition. He had said he was planning on leaving. 5th place to 16th is not how you want to go if you're trying to stay, but that's where he ends up tonight. Casey Wygant, pole position. Opportunities aplenty. Unfortunately, they all go miss for one reason or another. Wygant ends up 17th, Richard Odie in 18th, Lily Sharp in 19th. After being involved in multiple cautions tonight, recovers for a top 20. Ross Baxter in 20th place in the 38 car over Caitlin Height, Angel Santiago, and David Smeal Jr. 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Dustin Hall, 2nd on the grid. And just like we had said before, very seldomly had those front row starts this season converted to good results. Tonight was no exception. Several spins, including one late on. 24th place is where he'll stand. And then the rest of the field. A lot of these drivers not completing the full race. Cal Town, Josh Arnold, Tucker Sawyer, Jonathan Adams, Zach Meredith. All of them retirements to some degree. A couple of them saw the checkered flag at the end, but spent multiple laps off the pace or in the pit lane waiting for the finish. Dean Clavitt out of this race as well. Elias Flores, KJ Gibney, Bailey Thompson, and Jeremy Braille did not start this race in 34th. 33 starters, and of those 34 entries in total, as we kind of get ready to say goodbye to the season, we only got to see 25 finishers. That'll do it from us here at Kentucky Speedway. A very wild turn of events as things roll around. The next HTL Cup Series season begins in September. We will have news of that available both on our website, abnstudios.tv, and on social media. The next broadcast for ABN, it's not on Wednesday. ABN Champ Car is still on its summer vacation. It is Saturday. It is the RX High Octane Series season finale from Fontana, as that season comes to a close, and then we're back racing on Sunday for Winstall Cup Series action right here on Twitch, 7:45 p.m. from Daytona. On behalf of everyone here for HTL, for Team Conti Sim Performance, for everyone in the HTL Cup Series, and everyone at ABN Studios, I'm Carmen Sienna. Thank you for being with us for a very long night of racing. Stay safe and stay healthy. We'll see you next time from California. So long, everybody.